Good afternoon. Welcome to Tecnia TV. This is Arun Bhatia from the Management Department of Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies, here to give a lecture on employees' role in service delivery. Now, before I start, many times it happens is when we are catering to the services or we are buying some products from a particular organization, and after a while the product starts functioning, and there is a malfunction and there are certain glitches as far as the services are concerned, so we start blaming the organization. That is not the case. There's nothing wrong with the organization. The organization has, a set of a group of people whom they have employed, and it is trusting those employees that they will continue, offering the better services to its customers. So very often, when there is a dilemma as to whom to blame, it is the employees of the organization, because employees of the organization can only, make the organization, or they can break the organization. It has nothing wrong with an organization as such. The organization is set up, to provide better services, better products to its customers, so that the customers are at the end satisfied. So over here, I'm going to talk about the employee's role, which is a critical factor as far as the service industry is concerned. Number one, I would say the employees are themselves the services, because the services, as we all know, they are intangible in nature. You cannot touch, you cannot see those services. You can only experience, you can only feel the outcome of the services that are being given to them. So when the employees of the organizations, they come forward, they are, happy performing their duties, they are able to provide better services to its customers. Second, they are the organization in the customer's eyes, because when an employee comes to me, the engineer of an organization, he comes to me to fix up a problem in my DVD or in my TV or in my air conditioner, or an electricity person, he comes to me. So he is representing the organization as such. So I don't take that person as just a standalone employee. It is the organization, because the organization, it is the organization who has trained him well to, to meet the demands of its customers. Employees are the brand ambassadors of the organization. So when they are, moving out of the organization, and they are, trying to meet their customers, they are out busy making calls, they are representing the organization. So when they are suited and booted well, and when they move to a customer's place, they go to the organizations, to the place of, the place of problem, whether it is the house or it is the home. When they come, I feel, that a person from Whirlpool, he has really come to, to look after my problems. Long time back, when I started my career, I started my career with Eureka Forbes, and as we all know, when the Eureka Forbes people, they were actually into the vacuum cleaners and water purifiers. During those initial days, I'm talking about days in 1980s, when I joined this organization, and that is when the organization started its operations, selling door to door vacuum cleaners, and door to door right from morning 8 o'clock till it could even stretch at 12 o'clock in the night. We were busy, meeting our customers, but we always made sure that, the customers, they wouldn't feel offended, and we were not moving in a beggar style. We all, the employees of Eureka Forbes, like, made sure that, we had our ties on, and our hairs were properly, they were properly arranged, our shoes were totally polished, and, we had good sense of dressing at that time. So when we used to go to a customer's place, I mean, they would always, welcome us. So that is the way, the organization should really feel. You go to a barber shop, and if the barber himself is not properly, he himself has not had a proper haircut, you would have, a different kind of an approach. You will have a second thought ki, he himself is not, had his proper haircut, then what kind of a haircut he is going to have for me. Employees of the organizations are not only the brand ambassadors, but they are the marketers, because when they move from one organization to organization, and and then when they get in touch with the governing boards in that particular organization, so they can also see what kind of a vacancy lies in the organization, and perhaps if when it comes to for at the moment of change, they can always put in their application and apply for a change. Second aspect of marketers is they can also understand what the competitors are also doing, because when they visit the organization's place and then they when the people they talk about the competition, they can also learn about the competition, and then perhaps float the information high up in the management. That role also is played by the employees of the organization. The importance of the employees lies in the service marketing mix. One of the aspects of service marketing mix is that of people. Then the service, they are also responsible for the service profit chain. Now, when I gave you an example of Eureka Forbes, they have now shifted. They are not into the real selling. They don't go door to door anymore. Neither do they they provide any kind of product delivery kind of a thing. Now they have their vacuum cleaners and water purifiers either stacked in some kind of a malls, and most of the majority of the time, most of the revenue is generated through after sales. After sales means because the product the consumer has already purchased, so whenever he has a problem, they go into for the after year maintenance charge. So and then they also make sure that at the end of the maintenance, the customer is really satisfied, and they make sure that the products, the fixings that they have done, that has been up to the satisfaction of the customer. They are also part of the service triangle. Why? Because in the service triangle, the top in the triangle, the top pyramid is that of the company. Then on the one hand is the internal employees, which are the service people, and the external employees are of course the customers. So until unless the employees are satisfied performing their duties well, they cannot take the mouth of the word of the organization to the customers, and the customers will never be satisfied until unless they get the kind of a service that they were looking at. So to conclude, I would say that the role of the employees in the service industry is very critical, and they have to make sure any person who thinks about joining an organization has to make sure that he is good in servicing, because servicing alone will give him more orders, and if he is able to make a customer, keep his customer satisfied, that will also lead to repeat orders, and perhaps the customers might also feel interested that they will give him more acquaintances, more references. So that is how the importance of the employees in the organization, the service industry is very crucial. Thank you, and keep watching Tecnia TV.